ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथनवितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। We will sing the Krishna Shad-Gosvamy-Ashtakam, and then we shall recollect a few pastimes of the Goswamis. Krishna Kirtana Kananar Tanapado Premamritang Bohnidhi Dhira Dhira Chana Priyo Priyakaro Nirmatsaro Pujito Krishna Kirtana Dananar Tanaparo Premamritam Bonidhi Dhira Dhira Chana Priyo Priyakaro Nirmatsaro Shri Chaitanya Kripa Bharo Bhuvi Bhuvo Bharavaham Tarako Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako Gaudanya Kripa Bharo Bhuvi Bhuvo Bharavaham Tarako Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Jiva Gopalako Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuno Shadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanyakaro Gana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuno Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Sharan Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nandena Smamtaliko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nandena Mattaliko Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalakau Shri Gauranga Gunanuvarnana Vidhau Shraddha Samhridiyam Vidhau Papotapanikrinatanu Tanubhrita Govinda Kanamritai Shri Gauranga Gunanuvarnana Vidhau Shraddha Samhridiyam Vidhau Papotapanikrinatanu Tanubhrita Govinda Kanamritai Anandambudhi Vartanaika Nipunau Kaivalya Nistarakau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau Anandambudhi Vartanaika Nipunau Satyanistarako Vande Rupa Sanatano Tyaktva Turnamaseşamandalapati Shrenim Sadhatu Chava Bhutvadina Ganeshakau Karunaya Kaupina Kantashito Tyaktva Turnamaseşamandalapati Shrenim Sadhatu Chava Bhutvadina Ganeshakau Karunaya Kaupina Kantashito Anand Varasamritabdilahari Kallola Magnaumuhu Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau Gopi Bhavarasamritabdilahari Kallola Magnaumuhu Kujat Kokila Hamsa Sarasagana Kirne Mayura Kule Nana Ratna Nibhatta Mula Vitapa Shiyukta Vrindavane Kujat Kokila Hamsa Sarasagana Kire Mayura Kule Nana Ratna Nibhatta Mula Vitapa Shiyukta Vrindavane Radha Krishna Aharnisham Prabhajato Jiva Tato Yahumudha Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau Nam Aharnisham Prabhajato Jiva Tato Yahumudha Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyugau संख्यापूर्वक नाम गान नटभी कालावसानी कृतौ निद्राहार विहार कादि विजितौ चात्यंत दीनौ चयौ संख्यापूर्वक नाम गान नटभी कालावसानी कृतौ हार विहार कादि विजितौ चात्यंत दीनौ चयौ राधा कृष्ण गुण स्मृते मधुरिमा नंदेन सम्मोहितौ वंदे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्री जीव गोपालकौ दुरिमा नंदेन सम्मोहितौ वंदे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्री जीव राधा कुंड तटे कलिंद तनया तीरे च वंशी वटे प्रेमोन्मादव साद शेष दशया ग्रस्तौ प्रमत्तौ सदा राधा कुंड तटे कलिंद तनया तीरे च वंशी वटे प्रेमो माधव साद शेष दशया गायन्तौ च कदा हरे गुणवरं भावाभिभूतं मुदा वन्दे रूप सनातना रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ हे राधे ब्रज देवी के चललिते हे नंद सूनो कुतः श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पाद पतले कालिंदी वने कुतः हे राधे ब्रज देवी के चललिते हे नंद सूनो कुतः श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पाद पतले कालिंदी वने कुतः घोषन्ताविति सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदैर्महाविह्वलौ वन्दे रूप सनातना रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदैर्महाविह्वलौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hari Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Nama, Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha, Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudha, Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Hare Hare Namo Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Bolo Gaura Hare. Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Sata Sri Srimat His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Si Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद अनुगा की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, Tyaktva Turnam Asesha Mandalapatim Shrenim Sada Tuchchavat Bhutva Dina Ganeshakau Karunaya Kaupina Kantashritau Gopi Bhava Rasamritab Dilahari Kallola Magnau Muhur Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghuyagau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. All the 6 Goswamis, they kicked off association of aristocracy as insignificant. In order to deliver the poor conditioned souls, they accepted loin cloths, treating themselves as mendicants, but they are always merged in the ecstatic ocean of the gopis' love for Krishna and bathe always and repeatedly in the waves of that ocean. So we have been discussing briefly these wonderful life stories and teachings of the Goswamis of Vrindavana. And we see that all of them are very sophisticated, aristocratic people who joined the Hare Krishna movement, started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all of them have so much wealth. We heard about Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. They had loads and loads and mountains filled with golden coins being carted. Gave up everything. Tyaktva Turnam Asesha Mandalapatim. Tyaktva means to give up. Mandalapati means great ministerial posts. Shenim Sada Tuchchavat. They consider it to be tucham, valueless. Instead, they gave great value to devotion, bhakti. What you give value for in this world, you will work for that. If you don't have enough knowledge of something spiritual, then definitely we will give value to everything material. And that becomes valuable. Then we'll work for it, and that is the meaning and purpose of our life. We get all sorts of situations around that. We make assets into that because we consider that valuable. But these Goswamis, Tyaktva Turnam Asesha Mandalapatim. What is generally valuable for people in this world? Tuchchavat. They have no value for it. Just no value for it. You know, Lord Shiva was petitioned by a devotee Brahmana. He don't have any money. And he prayed and prayed and prayed. Lord Shiva told him, you go and meet Sanatana Goswami. He will give you whatever you need. Because money, money, money asked. He went and met Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami said, well, I have something very precious, but it may not be useful to you. If you want your material, this thing, see in the waste paper basket, there is a nice stone. You take it. That you touch anything, it will become gold. He went, ran inside and took out all the garbage and got the stone. It was gold, gold, gold. He ran with it home. My wife will be super happy. It's gold. He went, touched everything gold, everything now boring. After sometimes everything is gold. Yeah, so easy to get gold. All the valuable things all over. But one question I have in the back of my mind is, why did Sanatana Goswami put in the waste paper basket this thing? Why did he not have any value for it? Now that I have everything satisfied, I must go and ask him now. He went back. எல்லாம் தொட்டுட்டேங்க, எல்லாமே கோல்டு, எல்லாம் போர் அடிக்கிறது. பட் த இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் திங் இஸ், நீங்க ஏன் அது குப்பை தொட்டியில போட்டீங்க? Why were you keeping it in the waste paper basket? That is a burning question in my head. So he said, I have something much more valuable than that. And he asked, what is it? Why did you not show me that? You didn't ask for it. For you, this is very valuable. Whatever is valuable for you, you will pay value to that, you will work for that, and that becomes meaningful and purposeful. People live like that. What is the use of me giving you something is valuable for me and not valuable for you? But now I want to ask you, he said, what is it that is more valuable than the touchstone and they threw in the waste paper basket? The holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. It is a much greater Chintamani, touchstone. In this way, the Brahmana learnt what is really important in life, devotion to Krishna, most valuable. So these Goswamis, they knew that. They enjoyed so much wealth and position and everything. So Tuchavat, they just threw it in the waste paper basket. What is it compared to love of Krishna? What is it compared to prema? Tyaktva Turnamasesha Mandalapatim Shrenim Sada Tuchavat Bhutva Dina Ganeshakau Karunaya Kaupina Kantashito. They were wearing in Vrindavana just one kaupinam and one small cloth around. That's all. They were drinking quarter glass of buttermilk every day. That's all. From morning to night, they don't need anything. So, such great positions given up for the sake of Krishna Bhakti. Then you can understand the value of Krishna Bhakti. Because if you have Bhakti, Krishna will come in search of it with you. Hey, I heard you got Bhakti. Show me. It will attract even Krishna. If you have money too much, it will attract all envious people here. It will attract the tax people. It will come and do raid on you. And all sorts of people will attack you and try to take the money from you. But if you have Bhakti, it will attract Krishna. Akarshana. Iti Krishna. That's why he is called Krishna. So, all these rich people, the story of Raghunath Das Goswami is another such story. You see, Raghunath Das Goswami by nature was very religious, pious, and a nice devotee. Born in a very rich family. His father Govardhana Mazumdar, took on lease from the Nawab Hussain Shah, the land, the gramam around, villages and cities and towns he took on lease. He was in those days, 500 and odd years back, paying 12 lakh rupees per year lease rent. And he was collecting taxes. 20 lakhs per year. So that itself is 8 lakhs profit. 12 lakhs here take, 8 lakhs I keep. 8 lakhs. Those days 8 lakhs per year means huge money. Very huge money. And he owned so many villages around. His father is so rich. All influential people, everybody in his hands. Money. And he's also a nice Vaishnava, born in a nice Vaishnava family. So, when he was very young itself, he was very fascinated hearing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he was 15 years old, he fought with his parents, I want to go and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has come here in Shantipur, very close by, Advaita Acharya's place. So he fought with his parents, and then the parents sent with great security forces, everything, they sent him to see Lord Chaitanya. In his younger age, he had teacher, school, guru, Balaram Acharya teaching him. So he went and met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, specially. And he told Lord Chaitanya, when he saw Lord Chaitanya dancing and singing and kirtan and the devotees, and got so attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You want to come with you? Was so attractive. Lord Chaitanya is anyway very attractive. Ajanu lambita bhujau kanakavadato sankirtanaika nipunau kamalayatakshav vishvam bharo dvijavaro yugadharma palo. In this way it is mentioned that he was very tall, long arms. The arms will go below the knees, and he would dance like that and leap in the air, golden, and eyes will be filled with tears always chanting Krishna's names. It's very attractive to everybody. God, Supreme Lord. So anybody will get attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Raghunath Das, so young, brought up so nicely at home, so opulently he's brought up at home. I heard that in the morning when he gets up out of his bed, they will put lotus petals for him to walk on to the bathroom. To go to the bathroom, he'll walk on lotus petals. My son's legs, feet, very tender. They should not be. The floor, although it is polished like mirror polish, it will hurt. Lotus petals. On that he will step and go to the bathroom. Once he was reading history and he came to know about the unicorn. You know that horse which has got a horn like this. It's a fictitious, character. And unicorn, he read about it and said, I want unicorn as my pet. He wanted a horse. Where will the father get? The word unicorn means something very imaginary. So where will he get from? So father wanted to satisfy my son, I must get a unicorn. So he told the jewelers to make a unicorn with diamond studded, Navaratna studded with all the stones and everything, made a huge unicorn, gave it to his son. To please his son. He is brought up like that at home. Anything I want, immediately give. Every facility was so rich, so rich. But son wants to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they said, you better go with security. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so many mad people, they all will attract. My son also will get attracted. Father knows, to be very careful. So he sent security. He went to Lord Chaitanya and said, I want to speak to you privately. And he spoke, I want to come with you. I want to renounce everything. Lord Chaitanya said, Markata vairagya na koribe loka dekhana yata yogya bunja anashaktahana. He said, you don't just be so mad, passionate and all that. Relax. You go back home, live like an ordinary nice person. In your heart you worship Radha Krishna. You don't have to show your emotions like this to everybody. Right? Just be privately worship Radha Krishna and do your sadhana. You got a nice family. You got a wife and all that. Raghunath Das Goswami's wife was very beautiful. So his father itself said, I have given him a kingdom like richness and opulence like Indra. But he's going behind this madman. What can I say? So he went back. He was very disappointed. Lord Chaitanya didn't say anything. It's okay, whatever Lord Chaitanya says, he accepted. He came back and was leading a life like that. So you know the story. During Panihati we discussed this. So I won't go into the details of that. But he was not only very devotional, but also very shrewd and a very good interactor, business, diplomacy, all that he knew. He solved the problem for his father. His father was taking more than necessary from the collection. And then the Muslim tax collector, he became envious, I am not getting a commission. He went and complained to the king, and then the king tried to come and arrest Govardhan Mazumdar and his brother, Hiranya Mazumdar. By the time they were so influential, they knew they are coming and they left the place. So they took Raghunath Das Goswami to prison. He was such a nice looking person. And this Muslim mullah, he told, where is your father? Tell me. So these things happen quite often in big houses and families where they have a lot of money. So he has faced this before also, is very experienced. Father must have gone somewhere, he has some money from here, there, something they are doing. So these things go on. So he told that Muslim man, see, why are you involving me in this? I am like your son. Am I not your son? You are all born in the same place, my father, you and all. Right from younger days you have been playing together, you are all friends. And now what have I got to do with it? You both are fighting about some money, something, putting me in there. I am born in the same place with you, and am I not your son also? And the Muslim said, yeah. Why are you treating me like this? Putting me in the jail and all that. I did not do anything wrong. He appealed to him emotionally. And that Muslim said, yeah, you know what, you're such a nice this thing. And he started crying. The Muslim started crying. All the tears in his beard and fell down. And then he was saying, what to do? You see, this is not the way to get something done by you. He just convinced him somehow. Then he said, you don't stay in the jail, you go. But you must go and tell your father. Just some commission you have to give, no? You should put some sense into your father. After all, what I'm asking for. Like that, he diplomatically solved the problem for his father, gave some money, make them all friends again, and all this he did, Raghunath Das Goswami. Very smart. And rich man's son. He knows how to do things. That is the type of a person Raghunath Das Goswami. But in his heart, his great love for Krishna. He wants to join up with Krishna. He wants to be free completely to serve Krishna. That is his feeling in his heart. You see. So, the Lord knew that very well. And it is his Guru Balaram Acharya in his younger days itself, he introduced him to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, you should come here and there, and he would come and he'd be invited by his father, Govardhan Mazumdar, come to my house, come and stay with me. He is such a great sadhu. He will sit and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Most of the day he'll be chanting. 24 hours a day he'll be chanting, take a little some prasadam. And he'll be to yourself, and it'll be very nice association for us, holy man. So he invited him and he stayed outside somewhere in a nearby place, because the whole village is so many villages. So he selected a place nice inside the forest, privacy for him, gave him that place, and Haridas Thakur stayed there. And in the young age itself, Raghunath Das went to see him, along with his Guru Balaram Acharya and all. He took lot of gifts for him. And Haridas Thakur, who was chanting Hare Krishna, just smiled at him and said, I don't want any of these gifts, you can take back. No use for me. I don't use it. I'll not use any of these things that you brought. All this big food stuff and that and fruits and this, none of these things I'll use. I don't need any of these things. So watching the renunciation, the vairagya of Haridas Thakur, he became very inspired. I also want to be free from any material attachment. Only Krishna. I only chant the holy name and be free and light and happy. He got this impression from Haridas Thakur. That's why he went to Lord Chaitanya and said that we want to go with you. We had enough of material life. So Lord Chaitanya told him, no, you go back. Go back home. It's not time for you now. So he went back. And Lord Chaitanya told him, at the right time, Krishna will show you mercy and you'll be freed from all this. Don't worry. So he waited. And then the time came for him once. He was visited by his guru, Yadunandan Acharya. So he paid all his respects to him. He did everything that is necessary. And he found that normally there will be so many guards moving around and, looking after what he's doing. Somehow the situation was that Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai ki. Somehow the situation was that nobody was around. And he said, I'll escort you home. Normally he will never be alone. So many security guard, everything with him. But on that day, by some quirk of fate, nobody is there. So he was watching, how come nobody is there around me? He has never been in such situation. Always people around. He is the most precious son of the Zamindar, always looked after. Suddenly he found nobody is there. And then when he went to his guru's place also, nobody came. He left his guru in the house. And then he told, okay, I'll go back home. And he said, Tata, bye-bye, close the door. He said, this is my chance. This is Krishna's arrangement. How can it be that nobody is there around me? Now is the time for me to leave. He left. Took a path through the forest. Took a path that nobody else takes. And then he danced and chanted and ran. I am sure Krishna is arranged. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told me, at the right time you will get the chance to go. Today is the day for me. He just walked and walked and walked and walked all the way to Jagannath Puri. He took a different route which nobody knows, through the forest. His father, where is my son? He sent his people here, there, everything. To the regular places he normally goes. Nowhere he could find his son, because it's Krishna's arrangement. You will not find him, because now he is under Krishna care. He is going to meet Lord Chaitanya. It's made arrangement already. And Raghunath Das could feel it. Nobody will find out. I am very sure I am going to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He went all the way to Jagannath Puri. And he went to the Gambhira and he saw Lord Chaitanya and fell flat on the floor. Lord Chaitanya told him, very nice that you have left that useless family. He told, your family is like a stool house, toilet. And all of these people, your father, his brother and all making money, are like stool worms. From that hole, you have escaped. Do you understand? It's Krishna's mercy only you have escaped from there. He told him this. He's such a rich person, very great Vaishnava and all that. He said, no, they are all worms in stool. You have escaped from that situation. It's Krishna's favor on you. And then he said, hereafter you listen to Surup Damodar, my secretary. He will look after you. So he was called Swaruper Raghu. Raghunath Das belonging to Swarupa. And the Lord told him, treat him nicely, he's Zamindar's son. He's taken a very big step, and give him prasadam, feed him everything. Lord Chaitanya says means how he will treat. So the Mahaprasadam plate of Lord Chaitanya came to him. Full plate. He ate. He was also hungry. 12 days he has been walking. 12 days he walked and came to Jagannath Puri. Right? So you can imagine. But this person, Raghunath Das, after coming under the shelter of Lord Chaitanya, completely changed. Become another person. Such a austere, very great Vairagi he became. From such a big place full of money and aristocracy, he came there. He ate prasadam 1 day, 2 day, every day, feeding. The third day he left from there. He went in front of Lord Jagannath temple at the Simhadwara, and he was, along with all the other beggars, he was also begging. One new beggar looking very aristocratic and very nice. In between the beggars, Bhiksham Dehi, Mahaprasadam. The people inside, if you have gone to Jagannath Puri, they will eat in the Prasadam Bandhar and they will carry something for giving dana to all these people. They'll buy and they'll give. So he was waiting there, and whatever they give, he'll eat. That's all. Whatever I got by Yadricha Labha Santushta hai. Whatever Krishna desires, he has given me, I will eat that for the day. That's all. But one problem about begging is, you're very hungry and you're begging, you will always be thinking, this person will give me. He didn't give me here. Now this person will get, definitely. See, he's carrying big packet in his hand. Definitely I'll get something. He also did not give me. This person will definitely give me. He gave me very little. But like that, he felt that this is very disturbing to my spiritual life. I'm expecting. This is not good for spiritual life. He left that place. This is also not good. Lord Chaitanya's home is also not good. Too opulent. Begging in Simhadwaram also very disturbing to the mind. Expecting. This is not the way a sadhu should be. He went to the backside of the temple. Dirtiest place. All the old rice and all they dump there. All the dal stinking, spoiled. After 4 days they will dump there. All the cows will be coming and eating all that. Leaves, the rice, the stinking thing, everything smell. He went there. He said, here no disturbance. Nobody will come here because it's so stinky and dirty. And the backside of that wall, inside the temple, they were washing all the big vessels they use for prasadam distribution. So from that pipe, the drain, all the broken rice from that vessel will come out. He will gather all that bits and pieces of rice, dal, vegetable, some and all coming. He'll gather all that and wash it in the water. It's Mahaprasadam. Because it is stuck to the vessel and they are scraping it out, and because you have to cook again. So they clean it very nicely. So all that, if it is caught, it will burnt, all these things now will come out. You took hold of all that. This is Mahaprasadam. And after it becomes a little bit, he'll put it in the water and then squeeze the water out of it and put it in a small cup and chant prayers and eat. It is relish that and eat. He was enjoying life now. No father, no mother, no wife, no opulence, no guards, nobody. I am free. This is what I want. I want to chant. I want to serve Krishna. I want to meditate on Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya, he asked Swarup, where is he? Where is Raghunath? Then Swarup smiled and said, he left from here after 2 days. Where did he go? He was begging in the Simhadwara. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very interested. After that, he is not there also now. Where did he go? He went to the back of the temple and he's doing this drain and he's eating. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started smiling. He was extremely happy. See, this Raghunath Das is very determined. I will become a devotee. I will get pure love of Krishna. He appreciated that. He's very strict. Being determined to get Krishna Bhakti. I will do anything. I'll do any seva, any austerity. Mental austerity, intellectual austerity, physical austerity, if it will please Krishna. And he will confer mercy on me. That is the mood of a serious devotee. So thinking, Vairagya Vidya, Nicha Bhakti Yoga, Siksharthameka Purusha Purana, Sri Krishna Sharira Dhari. That same Krishna has come now to teach Vairagya Vidya, the science of Vairagya, the science of detachment. Nija Bhakti Yoga, through devotion to Krishna. Sikshartham, he's come to teach us. Eka Purusha Purana, this same supreme old person, Krishna, he has come. Sri Krishna Sharira Dhari, he is come in the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he is the same person come to teach us how to become attracted to him by Vairagya. So, Lord Chaitanya became pleased. The Lord becomes pleased when a devotee becomes serious about getting his attention. So Lord Chaitanya became pleased, so pleased he was, I will go and see him there. I will go and see him there only. So he went, Lord Chaitanya, after visiting the temple, went to see Raghunath Das. Searched for him behind the temple. Nobody goes there. So dirty. He went there and saw Raghunath Das collecting and eating and in bliss. Happy he is. Chanting and living there only. He went there and he saw Raghunath Das collecting. And while he was eating, he put his hand. Lord Chaitanya put his hand on his cup and said, how is it you're eating this nectar all alone without sharing it with anybody? And he took and he also ate it. And he said, my Lord, this is not meant for you. You should never eat this. He tasted it. So nice. How selfish you are eating all alone. This nectar. In this way he appreciated Raghunath Das Goswami's austerity and penance. When we become disciplined and serious but achieving something of value, Tyaktva Turnam Asesha Mandalapatim Shrenim Sada Tuchyavat. Tuchya. Then you don't care about anybody. I value this. The Mahaprasadam coming here, Lord Chaitanya's attention, the mercy of Krishna, these are valuable things for me. These are really valuable for me. You see? So you can imagine that Raghunath Das Goswami, it is mentioned, his austerity was like writing on a stone. It will be written and kept exactly like that he will do. Very disciplined. I must get love of Krishna. I must please Krishna. A devotee should be determined to do that. He should take up austerity. That is why in the month of Purushottam Adhikamas, we are trying to do some extra austerity. Bhakti austerity, not just dry austerity. Trying to chant more japa, read the Bhagavat, read the Bhagavad Gita, do some extra seva for the Lord. Something different I must do. Raghunath Das continued to live like this, austere. Lord Chaitanya left from this world in 1534. 1486 he appeared, 1534 he left after 48 years. When Lord Chaitanya left, Raghunath Das became very disturbed. He came to Vrindavan. He planned that I will go on top of Govardhan hill and fall down from there and die and commit suicide. He had this plan. He came to Govardhana quietly, but he met Rupa and Sanatan. When he met Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they found out this is what you are planning. We know what is in your mind. They convinced him. Don't do this. You should not do this. You should sit and tell us everything about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have been there with him in Puri. We want to hear the katha from you. And they said, you must unload all these things from you. How can you keep it with you? And now you are thinking of committing suicide? This is nonsense. Speak all these things. How people will know about it? So one of the persons who knew the entire pastime and Leela of Lord Chaitanya was Raghunath Das Goswami, because he was staying there and he is so sharp and such a sattvic, austere devotee. So every day he was giving katha 3 hours on Lord Chaitanya and his pastimes in Vrindavan, and they were all hearing it and enjoying it. And later for 40 years he stayed in Vrindavan on the bank of the Radha Kund, and he was giving everyday sessions to people. He wrote all these wonderful books, Vilapa Kusumanjali, Stavamala, all these great books he wrote, which is so wonderful. Pastimes of Radharani, and in this way he was very deeply involved in Bhakti in Radha Kund. So it's mentioned that Raghunath Goswami was Rati Manjari, the Gopi's servant in the spiritual world. And many, many, many great devotees came to meet him and took his association. Today also you can see the Samadhi, the Bhajan Kutir of Raghunath Das Goswami. When we go to Radha Kund, on the side we can see where he sat down and did japa, and he was taking 3 times bath in the Radha Kund. Every day he will pay 1,000 obeisances to Krishna, 2,000 obeisances to Vaishnavas and embracing them. He will chant 64 rounds of japa every day, and he will drink only 1/4 small leaf cup is there, buttermilk, that's all for the whole day. He will sleep only for 1.5 hours, sometimes no sleep at all. No sleep at all. I'm sure if you hear this, you'll say, oh my gosh, for Krishna Bhakti I have to do so many things. Drink only little buttermilk, no chance. I don't think I'll make it. No, Prabhupada told us to drink, eat prasadam, no problem. We don't have to be worried about that. But if a person becomes determined in Krishna consciousness, he can experience the fact that I don't need food to survive. I need bhakti to survive. In this way, you can see the example of all of these Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, who hardly eat anything. Because if you eat, you have to sleep. If you eat, you have to pass stool. Then you have to take bath. And then your stomach will get upset. Then your body will grow too big. Then you have to go and do so many things. Don't eat at all. Forget it. Take fresh air. Chant Hare Krishna. They proved that it's not very important to look after the body. It's more important to look after your spiritual body. Spiritual body more important. For us and all that, if you tell that, உனக்கு இவ்வளவுதாங்க இந்த தொன்னையில இந்த மோர் சாப்பிடுங்க, you'll start immediately crying. Oh gosh, the spiritual life is like this. We all attract people only through prasadam. Eat nicely, prasad. I will definitely chant Hare Krishna if you give food like this to me every day. It's the opposite of Raghunath Das Goswami. But that's how people are. So, it's mentioned that Raghunath Das Goswami, his austerities could be written on a stone. So these are very great personalities. He was so austere that he was writing in the hot sun. It's mentioned that Radharani came and put her pallo on top and held from the sun for him. And he was told by, see, you know who is coming and sheltering you. Why don't you build a place and sit down and say, you're disturbing Radharani by your austerity. So he said, okay. Like that. He's so absorbed and so austere, so pure, so powerful in their bhakti. So these are great inspiration. If you read the life of the Goswamis, you become very inspired to give up this material situation and become attached to Krishna and constantly think of Krishna. Raghunath Das Goswami ki. Om Tat Sat. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Actually, we can go on speaking so many pastimes, but you see, cannot do it. Because I have to go home, my mother-in-law is waiting, my mother is waiting, my child is waiting, my father is doing this, the neighbor has done this to me, there is power cut, tomorrow this will happen, to go back home. So, please read Prabhupada's books, read. He has summarized all the Goswami's teachings in his books. These beautiful books, Nectar of Instruction, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada has translated. These are very powerful books. Please read them and absorb these instructions of the Goswamis. Shad-Gosvamy Prabhu ki, Shad-Gosvamy-Ashtaka ki, Nittai Guru Preman.